So you mean out of the 22 highly successful businesses that you started, okay, 21 of them you started with zero money, no cash, no credit, no nothing?
That's what I mean.
Wow! Hi, this is Arthur Carmazzi, best-selling author and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 thought leaders in organizational culture and leadership, and welcome to the Experts MBA. And today we have with us the one, the only, the amazing, the incredible, the fantastic Peter Sage.
Wow, there we go. Yes, the average run-of-the-mill, hey-ho, fairy tale kind of guy, and everything you see in me, you also see in yourself.
There you go. Now, let me just give you a little bit of an idea of who Peter is. Now, besides being the founder of the Sage Business School, which he is essentially, this massive thing that he does in the UK, and people come from all over the world. He is also a high-level coach. We just did a retreat where he brought his master circle, okay, and he brought these people in at this super amazing high-level retreat that was just done, and with some absolutely amazing results. Anyway, Peter is all in the training, speaking, consulting, and coaching industry, and he has been extremely successful in it. I mean, literally to the point of buying multiple Ferraris with his multiple businesses that he's done. And he is not just a best-selling author, he is a multiple best-selling author with all sorts of amazing books and stuff, including his latest one, okay, which we'll talk about in a little bit, okay, which is really cool. Okay, so Peter, okay, how do you come uber successful in this industry? I mean,
as a coach.
Short version.
Right, well, there's a couple of things really to take on board here. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the traditional coaching business model, because what I see, and this is with the greatest respect of a lot of the people that come into the industry, they come in with the intention of being able to generate a revenue by helping people, and that is so commendable. It really is. But I see a lot of people that get into coaching that haven't found out how to help themselves. And a lot of the time we hide behind the need for a label as a coach to be able to sort of shy away from addressing our own stuff. So the most successful coaches that I see are coaches that are vulnerable, coaches that don't come across as this bulletproof, I've got my act together kind of deal, but coaches that are working on their own stuff. And so for me, if you can relate to somebody, why? Because people buy people before they buy their products, ideas, and concepts. I'll say that again. People buy people. And in the coaching relationship where you're going to be confiding in confidential aspects, people are going to be trusting you with their deepest wounds. You need to be able to come across as real, not superhero. And that's a mistake a lot of them make. And a lot of the superhero coding is to try to hide behind our own insecurities that we haven't dealt with ourselves.
Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm. So how do you become successful? Start by being real. And if you want to see an area where people absolutely destroy themselves, especially when it comes to coaching, it's the area of self-image and self-doubt. And if you want to measure that, see what somebody charges for their time. If you want to hire me as a coach, I'm £100,000 a year. That's
pounds is because he's British. Just to kind of let you know.
So what's that? $130,000 a year, and that's cheap. That's cheap for the amount of value that I add. Right? And that's, I have an absolute congruent belief that is so much value that, I shouldn't blink twice for asking for that level of commitment. Now, for some people, you talk to them and you say, what are you charging? Well, I'm charging $100 a session. And they say, you say, well, have you not thought about raising your prices? Well, maybe I could raise it to $110. Right? And it's a reflection of your self-worth. Go handle that. Go have absolute certainty. Now, if you want to, go and attract clients that can only afford that, then great. I would rather give some charity time to help people that can't afford my rates, as a small amount of percentage of me, giving that per year, than I would lowering my own self-worth. So when it comes to coaching and owning yourself as a coach, look in the mirror. What are you worth? And would you hire you for that amount of money?
That's brilliant. But then, of course, if they hire themselves, they'd also have to pay themselves, and there's no taxes there.
I guess I guess that could be one way of being able to save money. But and some people that's actually I actually teach that as a technique, would you believe, to coaches, whereby you become your own client, not to save taxes, but to look for your blind spots. Because a lot of the time when coaches are coaching somebody else, have you ever had the time where you put the phone down or you close the Skype conversation, you think, actually, I should probably rewatch that and take notes for myself, because that was absolutely spot on for what I want for me. Because it's easy to project.
Absolutely, and that's also a good point. Okay, record your coaching sessions. Okay, even if it is confidential, and people make sure that they understand that this is only for them and possibly for you, so that you can continue to maintain the same course, because both people can benefit from a recorded coaching session.
If you're not recording, you're basically selling to their short-term memory. So, if they haven't got the added advantage of being able to re-go over that, in fact, if you're not tasking them up for their homework for re-going over that call and doing a summary sheet that allows you to see a couple of things, what it is that they're actually taking on board and their level of commitment to your coaching, then you're missing a trick. Right? So definitely invest in some quality call recording software for Skype or Zoom or whatever it may be. It's cheap. It adds value to the value proposition that you're giving them, so they don't think that, oh my God, what was that you've just said, and that was so brilliant, and now I've forgotten because I was so engaged in that insight. And you don't know because you're channeling through, and the last thing you remember is what you said 5 minutes ago. So sometimes it's great for the client to relax a little bit while they're taking notes, and for you to be able to go over it as well. But to have that as part of their homework and part of their value add, whether they watch it or whether they don't in the future 5-6 times, doesn't matter. It allows you to be able to give a value proposition to them, and for them to relax, thinking that they've got to take all these notes quickly, otherwise they'll lose it.
Brilliant. Okay, so now let's say they want to get more coaching clients. Okay, they want to raise their price because they kind of feel it now. They feel that powder. They feel that potential, but now they want to get more clients. What do you recommend?
Find out what kind of clients you want, because the death of getting clients is generality. If you can look at a coach in various different guises. You have a generalist. Well, who wants a generalist? Nobody. You can have a specialist, right? And a specialist at that point, is somebody that focuses on one particular aspect. If it's a generalist coach, a life coach, well, great. What part of my life? You can have a health coach, or a business coach. Then you're starting to become a specialist. Then you have the level of expert. Somebody maybe have written a book, or is on a panel or something, so you can position yourself. People always pay more for an expert. Underline, right? The category after expert is celebrity. Then you can basically have a reputation that precedes you, and you're charging off the back of that. So, you've got 4 categories there to position yourself in, and that really is down to being able to hone into a specific niche that you want to be able to attract the clients. The challenge people have is, I want to be everything to everybody, so they think that that'll allow more clients to come in, and they inadvertently position themselves as a generalist, and therefore have less clients coming in by paradox.
So, okay, and Peter, well, you in your market niche, you are a celebrity, okay? And so how do people, what are the key factors to attaining celebrity status?
I would give up on celebrity status, because you're chasing a rabbit that not everybody can get. I would focus on expert. You become an expert in your niche, then you can have all of the clients you need to create a thriving practice. If as a result of that something happens and you get on Oprah, or you write a book that goes viral or what have you, that can elevate you to celebrity status potentially. But don't chase that. Chase on becoming an expert at what you do, not just a specialist. And now you get tools for being an expert. Writing a book is probably the fastest way to do it. So that isn't about making money selling books. That's about positioning you as somebody who's an authority on your subject.
Absolutely.
Okay. Get invited onto panels where you can comment on different aspects of your niche. Become a judge in competitions. Put yourself out there. Anything you can do to elevate yourself as an expert will help you become more of a commanding presence, and therefore command higher fees in your coaching niche.
Excellent. And of course, your branding is all part of that whole thing. And of course, myself and you we also use the market automation. Okay, and marketing automation is going to be one of those key things that is going to leverage your time in order to really be able to build your brand and build that expert status.
And you pull up a good point there, Arthur, because if we're now living in a time where the traditional business model is dead. And when I say dead, I mean, there's some of them lying around with a false pulse, but generally speaking, go back to when I started a business, in my early 20s, which was quite a long time ago.
Really?
It was.
I think you're younger than me.
I am younger than you, but that's a credit to you, not a credit to me. But no, back then, if I wanted to start a business, I would probably have to stump up $1 million in CapEx in order to create the environment that I would now be able to get a better environment of today for $10 a month on an app that I could run from a smartphone. I mean, it's incredible. The barrier to entry has not just been lowered, it has been detonated. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So when it comes to automation, you don't have to go and think, oh no, I've got to employ 15 full-time staff and I can't do that because of wages and government taxes and regulation. No. You can now get access to millions of dollars worth of software that does it for you for a small monthly payment.
And in some cases, to start, you can even do it for free.
For free, right? Yeah, you can scale up. I mean, using tools like Slack. Tools like the content management systems and the automation systems. I mean, you recommending one to me today, which I've been looking at all. I've been very, very impressed. Yeah, it's stunning. And I've been showing it to my team, and that's the thing. There's always an evolution.
Yeah, we've been talking about Kartra, which you can find at kartra.academy.
Yeah, and fantastic
with a K.
software.
Kartra with a K.
Fantastic. And so we're living in a time now where there's no excuse for not being able to get it done well. Yeah, you can have the entire Harvard Business School curriculum currently online for free. Right? We're living in an age where information is available. You don't even have to push a button these days. Siri will give it to you. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So now it's about getting...
Siri is Apple.
No.
Well,
There's something else. Anyway.
Oh.
Right? Hey, an apple a day. That's all I'm saying. So for me, automation, outsourcing, websites like Fiverr, 99 Designs, Upwork, Employee 123. I mean, the resources out there for the young entrepreneurs, the solopreneurs, the one-man armies. I mean, I come from a traditional business background, but I will never ever employ anybody else again as long as I live. Right? Because the deck is stacked too much against me from a government perspective, a bureaucratic perspective, a taxation perspective, a litigation perspective. Why would I expose myself to that when I don't have to? I currently have a team of incredible, talented people all over the world, most of whom I've never met.
There you go.
And
that is the new economy. I mean, really, that is the new economy. People that are working from homes and competently achieving things.
If you're doing your own Photoshop right now, and you are not in the business of doing Photoshop, even if you're in the business of doing Photoshop, you shouldn't be doing Photoshop. You should be in the business of running the business of offering Photoshop services, not actually doing the technical work, right? But for example, I don't like Photoshop, right? I can't spell Photoshop. However, there are people that I currently employ in countries I've never been to that dream of Photoshop. It's all they get up and they have they're happy that they get to do Photoshop, and they've gone to university and they've graduated in the highest levels of Photoshop proficiency. They're the people that I love. They do all of my Photoshop. You get the idea.
Right? I got it.
And they do it for a fraction of the cost at an hourly rate.
And this is one of the key things. I mean, it's like right now, building your brand, building, your expanding your business is a lot easier. You just, it's all of the tools are there. It's not expensive to do. Okay, the only thing that it really takes is the time. And and as an expert, you need to write. That's something that you can't outsource. You can't outsource your brain. You can't outsource your material. You can't outsource your uniqueness. You can outsource the spelling and editing checking. okay, because I'm not good at spelling, you know. Okay, but the rest of it, the ideas, they have to come from you. Why? Because you are the expert. And if you focus on that, if you focus on your content development and leave all the work to other people, I mean, then you're going to be, as successful as Peter Sage. And I wanted to talk to you the new book that you came up with, okay, that you just wrote, his new book, okay? It went bestseller in 27 minutes. 27 minutes to be a bestseller. It's like I only dream about that. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, why don't you tell us about the book, Peter?
Well, this comes back to, again, a coach that's able to walk their talk. And I say that with humility in a way, but the book is called The Inside Track. And it's actually not a book that I wrote thinking it would ever be a book. It's a collection of the 11 letters that I actually wrote from prison. Yes, you heard that correctly.
Yes,
and,
from prison.
Yeah, as the only non-criminal in one of Britain's toughest jails. And that was a story in itself. And it happened last year when I was actually negotiating or arguing a business deal in court in a civil action with a major player. And I learned a lot about how the court system works, and I found myself in contempt of court, and which is kind of classic for an indigo nature. You can look that up. But yeah, I ended up in one of Britain's toughest prisons as the only non-criminal, never been charged with a crime, even accused of a crime. It was nothing to do with that. And I found myself in an incredible environment where I had to use all of the tools that I taught my coaching clients about mindset, about positivity, about dealing with adversity, about turning around situations, lemons into lemonade, all of that. And I had to demonstrate it in real life, in real time, during that time. And what I did was I wrote every 2 weeks to my high-level coaching clients and my coaching groups. I wrote what was going on, how I was dealing with it. It's kind of part manual, part journal, part really, how to. And it's an incredible piece of work. There's 11 letters in total. It's called The Inside Track. And I won a national award while I was in there. I got commendations from the staff, the governors, the prisoners themselves for being able to turn this situation into what I did and helping change thousands of lives, which to this day is a legacy I'm very proud of. So yeah, it's all contained in the book. It's the best how-to manual for living your life. If you're a coach, you must read it because it contains a wealth of how-to knowledge that you can pass on to your clients, which I'm happy for you to do, and for you to demonstrate in your own life as well.
And brilliant. And you've also taken that also beyond just the book, and you've also created manuals for new prisoners as a charity project that you're doing.
Correct. And one of the challenges is, and prison is almost a metaphor for life. Most people are, because one of the distinctions that when I went inside, I was teaching the prisoners was that the only thing that they'd taken away was liberty, not freedom. Freedom is a state of mind. Liberty is what's confined. Some people can have liberty, they can walk out of their front door, but they're in a prison of a unhappy marriage. They're in the prison of the confines of a job that they can't escape. So understanding that liberty and freedom are two different things. Nobody can take your freedom. So for me, going in and demonstrating the mindset and understanding how to do that, I went in not as a prisoner. I went in as a secret agent of positive change.
Wow.
That was my identity.
There you go.
From day one. And I spent 6 months on that mission, which has now come full circle to be able to help other people change their mindset in many different ways.
And so, sometimes, if you actually think about it, so a lot of our viewers, they're brilliant coaches, they're brilliant trainers, speakers, consultants, but they have this mindset that says, "Oh, I can't market," or I'm not good at marketing, or why can't I get enough business and stuff like that. That literally has a lot to do with your own perception of self.
Yeah.
And what would you give? What kind of advice would you give them for that?
Again, let's go back to the mirror. At the end of the day, let me remind you of something critical here, and this is a big distinction for some of you. You are not a coach. You are an entrepreneur who is in the business of offering coaching services. Now, the fact that you happen to deliver that service as well is almost immaterial. But you are an entrepreneur first. Why? Because you can be the best coach, but if you have no clients, someone's going to come and take your furniture. Right? That's the reality, right? So as a businessman or woman, you have a certain set of skills that are required to learn. Yeah, if you want to be good at law, you go to law school. Yeah, if you want to be good at golf, you hire a golf instructor and you start learning golf. You want to learn salsa, cooking, it doesn't matter. There is a skill set that is required in a particular market. Now, if you think you're a coach, then what happens? You go out and you start learning coaching skills. No, you're an entrepreneur who happens to be in the business of marketing coaching services, so you need to get good at understanding marketing. That is not something that you want to bury your head in the sand for or hide behind the fact that I'm a really good coach, therefore people should come to me. That belief doesn't work. Right? So understanding that is a critical distinction, and it's easy. And there's things that can get it so much done for you today. Right? There are free ebooks on how to get coaching clients. There's methods now with social media that it's just so easy. I don't want to take all the time on going on stuff. Go do your research.
Right.
That's part of you as a businessman's responsibility.
And building your brand, building your automation systems. Okay, all of that can basically shorten the process. Because once you get that level of visibility and you're constantly in people's minds through the different levels of automation and stuff that you're doing, while you're focusing on content, okay, it comes. And, people start coming to you, but it's still a marketing process.
Correct. Yeah, you are in the business of marketing coaching services that you also happen to deliver.
There you go. Well, Peter, this is I've been honored to have you here. Thank you so much. And
mine.
if our audience wanted to find you, I know that you're doing the Sage Business School sometime soon, and which is an amazing event. Plus you've got all these other programs that you have online and stuff. So if people wanted to get a hold of you or find you, how would they do that?
Well, my main website is very simple. It's petersage.com, S-A-G-E. And the Sage Business School it's a flagship event. I'm so proud of it. Yeah, it has so much transformation. It's for entrepreneurs, small, medium businesses, to be able to take them to the next level. How do you 10x it? But how do you get your mind right first? Because very few people address that. However, the Sage Business School 2019 won't be happening until about September. But the
September next year.
Yeah. So the Sage Business School that just went is available online, and we've edited it into a beautiful, and it's like next to nothing. It's less than a couple of $100. I mean, this was like
seriously?
Yeah, $2,000-$3,000 was the ticket.
It's like cheaper than mine.
But I just want to get it out there for people to benefit from. Other than that, if you buy 2 copies of the inside track, by the way, and send in the receipt, we will give you a free ticket to next year's live stream valued at $200.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so petersage.com. All right, and this is Arthur Carmazzi and
Peter Sage,
wishing you great success.